In the heart of Wall Street, among the flashing lights, sharp suits, and endless ambition, one man stood above the rest, Bernard Lawrence Madoff, or simply Bernie Madoff. To the financial world, he was a genius, a man who always delivered steady, reliable profits, even when the markets crashed. But behind that calm smile and polished image was the biggest financial fraud in modern history. It all began in the 1960s. Bernie Madoff started his own investment firm with just a few $1,000s he earned from working as a lifeguard and installing sprinklers. Over time, he built a reputation for being trustworthy, disciplined, and successful. He was one of the first to use computer technology for trading, giving him a reputation as an innovator. By the 1990s, Madoff was a respected figure on Wall Street. He even became the chairman of the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, a position few could ever dream of. Investors lined up to give him their money, begging to be included in what seemed like the safest and most profitable fund in America. But here's the truth: there were no real profits. Behind the doors of a so-called investment advisory business, Bernie Madoff was running a Ponzi scheme, a scam that pays old investors using money from new ones. He didn't trade stocks or make real investments. Instead, he used new investor deposits to pay fake returns to earlier investors, creating the illusion of success. And it worked for decades. Wealthy families, celebrities like Steven Spielberg, charities, and even major banks invested with Madoff. Everyone trusted him. His reputation was untouchable, a symbol of consistency in a world of financial chaos. Even when the market crashed in 2000 and again in 2008, Bernie's fund seemed immune. He always claimed to earn steady returns, about 10% to 12% every year, no matter what happened. To investors, it seemed like magic, but in reality, it was mathematical impossibility, and it was bound to collapse. That moment came in December 2008. The global financial crisis had hit, and investors wanted their money back, billions of dollars at once. Madoff couldn't pay them. There was no money. It was all gone. On December 11, 2008, Bernie Madoff confessed to his sons that his entire empire was one big lie. They immediately reported him to the authorities. The next day, he was arrested. The numbers were staggering. Investigators discovered that Bernie Madoff had defrauded over 37,000 victims in 136 countries, with losses totaling around $65 billion, making it the largest Ponzi scheme in history. The shockwaves rippled across the financial world. Families lost their life savings. Charities collapsed. Retirees were left with nothing. And Wall Street faced one of its darkest moments ever. In 2009, Bernie Madoff pleaded guilty to 11 federal crimes, including fraud, money laundering, and perjury. He was sentenced to 150 years in prison. When the judge asked if he had anything to say, Madoff quietly replied, "I live in a tormented state, knowing all the pain and suffering I've caused." His empire, built on lies, had finally crumbled. He died in prison in 2021 at the age of 82. But the story doesn't end there. Even after his death, the question remains: how did one man deceive so many for so long? Some say it was greed. Others say it was blind trust. Perhaps it was both, because in the world of finance, where millions are made and lost every day, sometimes the greatest illusion of all is the promise of safety. Bernie Madoff's story is a chilling reminder that behind every perfect investment, there might be a perfect lie.